Hello YouTube and welcome to Full Dottle, a channel dedicated to tamping topics such as pipes, tobacco, lore, and more. I am your host, the Bearded Briarman, and without further ado, let's get lit. Happy Cobb Tuesday, everyone. And on this episode of Full Dottle, we're going to be talking a little bit about YouTube likes and dislikes. But first, a little housekeeping. I am smoking my Missouri Meerschaum Country Gentleman. And in it, I have got some Old Joe Krantz. So I've seen this topic come up a little bit in the past few days. 13 Pipes had a video on like or thumbs up, thumbs down, or middle finger. And it got me thinking a little bit because this is something that's been bothering me for just a little while. But I want to, instead of harping on thumbs down and all that stuff, I just want to kind of do a little public service announcement about those features on YouTube. This is going to be not about improving your channel or increasing its recommendation rate as a content creator, but it's going to be what you as a viewer, as the audience or subscriber can do to help better support your favorite YouTube channels. So, YouTube uses a mathematical equation. It's called an algorithm. What this algorithm does is it tries to determine the likability of your videos and then therefore uses that determination to recommend it or not recommend it to viewers. So as a viewer, the best thing that you can do for any video out there, if you want to support your content provider, the content providers that you subscribe to, the best way that you can support them is threefold. The absolute most important thing that you can do is called retention, video retention. This is the amount of time that people spend on your videos. Now, I'm not going to say that you should watch every video in its entirety. Even I run into situations, something comes up, or I don't have enough time to fully watch a video. But what I would say is on those videos, pause them or remember where you're at in the video. It's very easy. There's a timeline at the bottom of the video. You can tell where you're at when you stop viewing. Go back and watch it from there on. But the most important thing you can do for any YouTube video if you want to support it is to watch the video in its entirety. That is the number one item that the algorithm looks at to determine whether or not it's going to have a high recommendation rate. The number two most important thing that you can do is give it a thumbs up. The thumbs up is basically an upvote. It tells the YouTube algorithm, I like the content of this video and I think it should be recommended to others more often and also to myself more often. The thumbs up doesn't necessarily mean that you have to agree with the viewpoint or the opinions that are put forth in the video. It just simply means that you enjoyed the content. There have been several instances, especially on my private account, where I go into political commentary and I disagree completely with the viewpoint or the ideology that's being passed on that video. But it doesn't mean I dislike the video, especially if there is a constructive debate that is going on where people are given the opportunity, the platform to express their opinion and then to discuss differences in their ideas. I enjoy that. I might not agree with it. I might not agree with the viewpoints of others, but I enjoy that. And so I would give it a thumbs up because I want more of that. The third most important thing that you can do for a content creator to help support their channel is to comment within the comment section. By thumbs up and commenting, it is considered engagement, and the more engagement in a video, the more the YouTube algorithm will recommend it to others, better improving the chances that the content creator, the channel itself, will be able to grow, to gain subscribers. And that's another thing that you can do as a viewer, is subscribe to the channel. If you are subscribed to the channel, then obviously you are going to create a separate feed within your YouTube atmosphere, and it's going to be called subscriptions. And so when you subscribe to somebody, when they upload a video, it will be placed into a queue in your subscriptions section. If you hit the notification bell, then you'll actually be notified when it appears in your subscription feed. All of these things taken together, watching a video in its entirety, giving it a thumbs up, commenting down in the comment section, and subscribing to it are all ways that you can support your channel to help it grow. By doing all of these things together, it actually makes the channel grow, because YouTube will see that high engagement, that high retention, and it will say, obviously people like this video, we are going to recommend it to other people. Even people that aren't looking for it, if they're in that sphere, if they're using keywords when they search in YouTube, and it even remotely compares or is similar to the keywords that you use in your video, then YouTube will be more likely to recommend it to that person searching for that content. On the flip side, the thumbs down is a little different. Now, just because you give a thumbs down, that doesn't necessarily mean that you are telling YouTube this content is not worth recommending. Actually, it doesn't work like that at all. And so for those trolls out there, and I know you're out there, that are giving thumbs down simply because you are sour in your soul and have nothing better to do than to try to harm others, you're really not doing much unless you can gain a lot of individuals to follow in your footstep and thumbs down a video. Your little 1 or 2 thumbs down really does nothing. YouTube is ignoring that. The difference is, though, if a video gets a high percentage of thumbs down, that's when it starts to affect the video. If you have mostly thumbs up and 1 or 2 thumbs down, YouTube is going to ignore the thumbs down. If you have an even amount of thumbs up and thumbs down, YouTube is going to look at more things higher in that video. So if you have an even number of thumbs up and thumbs down, the things that will play a larger role is going to be things like, what is the content inside the video? How long are people watching the video? How many subscribers are watching versus not subscribers, and things like that. So the thumbs down does affect a video. However, it has to be proportionate. So a high proportion of thumbs down versus thumbs up, that's when it starts to affect the channel. Here is my issue with thumbs down. I'm not going to throw a fit about thumbs down and tell people you shouldn't be thumbs downing my videos. If you don't like the content, or if there's something that needs to change, I want you to thumbs down, because as a content provider, I don't know if there are things that need to change unless somebody tells me. If you don't, it's kind of like the old, when your wife cooks a meal, even if it sucks, to tell her the truth, tell her the truth. Why? Because if you don't tell her the truth, it's going to end up on your plate again. Same thing with a YouTube video. As a content provider, if you do not tell me that the content is crap, then you're going to see more of it, because I'm going to assume that you like it. So for the people out there that always just thumbs up randomly and don't really pay attention to the videos, what you're doing is you're increasing the likelihood that you're going to see that type of content again. So I encourage you to be honest when you are giving an upvote or a downvote on a video. But here is my catch. I hate thumbs down when there's no conversation about why you gave me a thumbs down. I love criticism. I can accept criticism. I'm okay. I'm a big boy, and my ego is not so great that I'm going to take offense to it. And even if I do take offense to it, I'm going to step back and question myself about it. Am I getting mad because I need to get mad? Is this a personal attack, or is this a relevant attack? Because a personal attack, I'm going to disregard because, number one, most of the people viewing out there don't know me personally. So how can you attack me personally if you don't know me personally? So I don't take it personally. But what I don't like about it is, if you're going to give me constructive criticism, then at least give it to me. The thumbs down does nothing to help me provide better content, to help my channel grow, to better entertain you. So if you're going to give a thumbs down, at least have the courtesy to drop down into the comments section and say, hey man, tell you what, your channel is great, I'm a subscriber or whatever, what have you. But this video I went ahead and downvoted because I want to maybe discuss changes you could make here. I didn't enjoy this portion of it. Nothing personal, but I wanted to give you a downvote so that I could help you learn from this and grow. I understand there are a lot of people out there that do not wish in any circumstance to have any kind of confrontation. I get that. And because I get that, I'm not saying that I would require you to give a comment. I get it. If you're one of those people that wishes to avoid confrontation and you feel like it's confrontational, then by all means, go ahead and be honest with your thumbs up or thumbs down, your up or down vote. Be honest with it, and you're not required to give a comment. I wouldn't ask anybody to do that if it's going to cause them issues. If they are going to be conflicted about it, don't worry about making a comment. It's okay. But my point is, if you're just sitting there giving thumbs down and you're not going to give any relevant feedback, then you're doing absolutely nothing. And for those trolls out there who think that they're harming a channel by giving one thumbs down to every channel that's created, and trust me, we notice you. But we're going to ignore you because you're not doing anything. You're not offering any positivity whatsoever, no feedback. YouTube's ignoring you because there's one of you out there that apparently is either disgruntled or has had some kind of a conflict with the content creator in the past, and now you're going to sulk and pout and give a thumbs down. For those of you out there that do that, bless your heart. But for those of you that actually want to see a channel grow and improve, then I would suggest subscribing to the channel. Watch their videos in their entirety, give them a thumbs up, and go down in the comments section and either discuss what's in the video itself or just give a hello. All of that helps to go into viewer engagement, which helps to improve the channel. On a side note, for those of you that do wish to avoid conflict, I have an email address. You can find it on the About page of my channel. And if you would like to talk to me privately, you could do so. There are also, you can go on Google and search for anonymous email accounts. You can actually sign up for an anonymous email account, and you can email me anonymously and tell me, hey, I gave you a thumbs down because of this reason. I wish to remain anonymously because I feel like it would be confrontational, and I don't want to be confrontational. I don't want this to be a negative thing, except I want it to be a learning experience. You could do it that way. I know there's a lot of steps, and that's a lot of energy and time and effort, but I'm just trying to tell you guys out there that the thumbs down, it can be very beneficial to a channel if done properly. But if you're just going to thumbs down for no good reason and you're not going to give any kind of advice or constructive criticism, you're really not doing anything unless a large percentage of you out there are giving the thumbs down. To wrap this up, I've had criticism on my channel before. In the very early days of this channel, which wasn't that long ago, I had somebody that left a comment that said they would like to see me zoom in more, because if you'll go back to my original or my very first videos, you'll notice that I was zoomed way out. You could see almost all of my surroundings here, and somebody told me they would enjoy it a lot more if I zoomed in. And so what did I do? I thanked them for their criticism, for their critique, for their advice, and I zoomed in. And now every video that I upload, unless it's something I can't control, or like my GoPro when I do videos outside generally, and that only has a small zoom feature, then I zoom in. I have changed my channel based on the recommendation of others. I had somebody one time tell me that the match strike during my intro, after I wish everybody to get lit, the match strike was too loud. It was hurting their ears. And so I went back, I remastered my intro to reduce the noise or the volume on the match strike. These are all things that I'm willing to do for my audience, because even though, as some point out, it's your channel, do what you want, well, I'm producing this content for you. If it wasn't for my subscribers, for my audience, I would have no reason to make these videos. It would just be a form of personal journal. And I don't really care to make a video to remind myself of things that I want to learn. So everything that I do is for my audience. Now, that being said, this being my channel, I do have a direction that I want to go with it. So within that direction, it is going to be based on the parameters that my audience gives me. I've had a lot of people ask me to do things, give advice. I am open to that type of constructive criticism. I welcome constructive criticism, because even in my personal life, I can't grow unless I know that I'm wrong. And in order to know that I'm wrong, I have to either be convicted internally or externally. Somebody has to be able to tell me that I'm wrong if I don't already realize it, or I have to feel like I'm wrong if I do realize it. So I welcome constructive criticism. The only thing that I will not accept is somebody becoming derogatory or abusive or doing things to try to harm me, which would be very difficult if you're giving your opinion, because I'm not real easily offended. I live by the motto, if you're easily offended, you probably deserve to be offended. So my point is, if you have criticism, give it to me. I welcome it, because I want to grow. I want to become better. I want to provide you with entertainment that you're going to be willing and wanting to see. So that's going to do it for this episode of Full Dottle. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to give me a thumbs up. And until the next time we see each other, I bid you farewell and happy piping. Bye, everyone. Have you enlisted in the Full Dottle platoon yet? It's easy. Just click the subscribe button. Also, hit the bell icon to be notified as soon as I upload the next episode.